It's Loving the Strange with Carrie Jones and Sean Farrar. Loving the Strange, a podcast for weirdos and those who want to be weirder. Embrace the strange. New episodes every Saturday, live streaming Fridays. Loving the Strange. Check us out. Hey, welcome to Loving the Strange.
You just told me to shut up.
I did.
Why?
Because you're being negative. And negativity is all 2021. And we're about to be in 2022.
All positivity, huh?
Yeah. It's all positivity all the time now.
Hey, if there's actually anybody on this podcast. Oh, hey, D.
Babe.
What?
It's echoing.
I can't hear it. So what do you want me to do, love?
I want you to shut off your microphone.
Oh, I hadn't done that.
Yeah, you can tell. You can tell.
How's that? Is that better?
I feels like we need to start all the way over. So, hey, welcome to Loving the Strange, where we're entering 2022 as a much more professional podcast.
But we're not there yet, so we got lucky because I forgot to mute my microphone.
He did.
But this is our inaugural outing into sharing the same studios.
Yes, Johnny got a new giant computer. You can kind of see it in his screen if you're looking at the video versus just listening to the audio. And yeah, John Bell said wicked echo.
Yeah.
It's John's fault, John. It's John's fault.
But it's gone now, right?
It is. I think so. If someone in the chat could tell us whether or not it's gone, that would be fantastic. Kate, it's so good to see you. And I'm so glad that you're here. And I'm glad that you love that we are back to back. And John and Dee, it's also really great to see you too. I kind of think of you all as our gang.
We're always back to back because that's how loving couples sleep.
I was going to say something really lovely and kind.
Oh, I can too. When we sleep, it's more like Carrie, like I'm this big old tree and Carrie's a little monkey and she's like right up on me. And I love it. I love it.
That's not quite true. Okay, so here's a true, accurate picture because we're going to end 2021 honest, right? Oh, no, they can't hear you too well, Sean. Speak up.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's kind of an issue.
Sean refuses to get close to any computers during regular podcasts.
No, but it's your microphone we're using.
Oh, well, turn around.
No way, man. I can't see myself.
All right. Anyways, we're ending 2021 with honesty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, honestly, when we go to sleep, is when Emmy, our daughter's not home from grad school, it's Sean, me, and Sparty Dog. Sparty Dog, the farty dog, right? And we share a bed. And Sean, if I'm not touching him, gets very upset.
Because if she's not touching me, she's touching the damn dog.
And so he'll reach over. He'll be like snoring, like, oh, look, you can see my arm in the background. He'll be like, but his body will still be conscious, even though he's making sleep noises. And he'll like try to edge me closer. Like he'll grab parts of my body and pull me towards him. And he's so much bigger and stronger than I am not because I'm little, but because he's so darn big.
She can't fight me off.
I can't. And then I'm stuck in the middle of this bed with about this much room, my shoulders, between Sparty, the farty dog, and Sean. I'm not going to say you're the farty human, but you're a big heat source, my friend. You're a big heat source.
I know I am. I know I wake up sweaty oftentimes in your company.
But hey, welcome to 2021, where we're going to talk about New Year's and New Year's traditions. And look, you can see me moving in the background. I don't think I like this.
It's like having mirrors.
It's really, really weird. I need to make it so that we can see you.
We're just going to have to get one of those dividers.
We need a screen.
A screen, yeah.
Yeah. So Sean got a new computer, so we're trying a new setup for a podcast. I'm not sure how it's working.
Oh, I'm going to get a screen, like a pull-down screen, that I can put one of the projections on there. I'll make it like a, I don't know, strip club or something.
No.
For my background.
Oh, this is not New York like Times Square in New York in the 1970s. This is Bar Harbor, Maine, in our house, babe. No strip club stuff.
All right, it'll be a Maine strip club where they can't get naked.
Apparently, I didn't know this, but you can't get naked in a Maine strip club.
No.
Sean, however, did know that. I'm not going to ask him how he knew.
I've never been to one in Maine.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
That's right.
John Bell, I want to double check that you can hear Sean okay.
I hope so, because I'm funny as hell.
You're what?
Funny as hell.
And, egotistical as hell, too.
Not very pretty to look at, though.
All right. Anyways, can we talk about New Year's, babe?
Yeah.
It's New Year's Eve right now, right? And Sean really wanted to do this podcast today, and I really, really didn't. And
I want to go till midnight.
No, we're not.
So we can all watch the ball drop together.
I think we're gonna barely make a half hour.
And show Carrie sleeping on the couch.
Why do you want to hate on me like that, baby?
I'm just kidding, love.
I'm having a really hard time looking at my face tonight. I'm just gonna say that. Because one of our friends, Gio, said people who brag about not wearing makeup, it's just because they don't know how to put it on.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's actually very true for me. So
I don't think that's true.
I think, or no, is it just that I'm too lazy?
No. Oh, wait. No. It's just because you knew you didn't need it, man.
No. Oh, that's smooth for our, but no, I don't think that's it.
Even with your messed up self-body image, you knew you were so beautiful, you did not need makeup.
Dee says, lies. I just don't like putting it on. It takes too much time. Thank you, Dee. You have validated me.
Well, I mean, there is that too.
It takes a long time to put on that makeup.
Christy makes me paint her fingernails and toenails. Oh, well, I haven't done it in a while.
Like years. Like 5 years.
Hasn't been Hey.
What?
You know, when you actually get married, certain things go away.
I don't know what that means.
No, that was a joke.
Okay.
Like sex. I'm just kidding about that. Anyways.
Dee says, and then you have to take it off, which can take even longer. Yeah. That's right, Dee. Whenever I need an inspirational friend about not wearing makeup, I'm totally gonna mention I don't know, text, call, do something, because I need you in my life, Dee. Susie said, spoken just like my dad, the beauty comes from within.
Oh, like it does. It's the real beauty.
Yeah. All right. But New Year's.
You know what's cool?
That we could talk about not wearing makeup instead of this whole New Year's thing that we're supposed to talk about tonight.
Oh, is that when I look at my computer screen and I see my own image? But I can see you behind me. But that, to me, it looks like I'm in front of a green screen. It's like two different dimensions.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you feel like you're in the Matrix?
No, because I never watched the Matrix, so I'm not going to try to really. And I can't do a backwards flip, let alone a slow motion one.
I would love to see you do that. I'd actually just love to see you touch your feet.
You're going to write my obituary telling everybody how I broke my neck because you wanted to see me do a back flip?
Sean Farrar, loving father and husband, died December 31st, attempting to do a backflip at the bequest of his wife, Carrie Jones.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Anyways, New Year's Eve.
Are you ready? You were in charge of the research for this one, babe.
Oh, man, I didn't do any research.
All right, first off.
I did. But go ahead.
Wait. First off, what I was going to say before we went off track is I love the fact that we kind of have this cool group of humans that we get to hang out with every Friday night, even though we're all across the country. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It makes, even in this time of COVID and disparity and political, it's this beautiful group of humans that we get to hang out with and come together with. So thank you all a lot
agree,
for being here and making Sean happy. and making me less lonely, but mostly.
What the hell are you saying?
I didn't mean that.
I mean, seriously.
I didn't mean that I'm
I'm
lonely
not
with
like
you.
your girlfriend at the coffee shop and you're just saying how crappy your husband is. I'm so lonely.
I don't mean that way.
The postman looks good.
I don't mean it that way.
Anyways, there's 2 comments on there.
I don't want to be here anymore. I'm embarrassed.
Go.
D says, love you too.
Love you. Oh, D, thank you so much for the Christmas card.
You made Sean's day.
Yeah, you did.
And I gave, never mind. But there's a short list of people Sean's allowed to like hang out with after I die. You're on that short list. But it has to be consensual. And Susie says,
yes, this is.
Susie says, do you have your 12 grapes to eat at the last minute of the old year? Oh, yeah. Yes, we do, Susie. Oh,
Carrie
yes,
went to the
we
grocery
do.
store, and I don't know if you know, but like the Federal Institute of Child Health and Safety, they sanction products based upon, like, for instance, a choking hazard. They actually have a tube that if something can't go down that tube, it doesn't pass. Carrie has one of those, and she takes it to the grocery store, and she's like, all the grapes that don't go down that tube, she puts in a special bag for me.
He's lying. I don't even know what he's talking about, honestly.
12 grapes is a lot in a minute. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Sean always, every year, Susie, we, and for those of you who don't know, there's a New Year's Eve tradition in which you have to not drink, 12 grapes really fast, like within a minute, in order to have good luck. Sean never knew this until, unfortunately, he got married to me. I'm so sorry, Sean. And stepped into the world of many traditions and superstitions. And so now every year at almost midnight, we're like, trying to chew on and swallow these 12 grapes. And Sean is always like, it's a choking hazard. We're going to die. We're going to die. One of us is going to die because we're trying to down these 12 grapes for good luck.
I'm going to put mine in the blender this year. I just drink it.
Oh, that's a really good idea, actually.
Huh?
But there's a lot of food traditions.
I think there's only... I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, you go.
Because this would be a direct... No, all right. One of your food traditions that is so feels so southern to me, I never heard about until I met you. And you'll get to that in a minute.
What is it?
But what I was going to say...
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, you do. Hoppin' John.
Oh, well, yeah.
But all I was going to say was the only tradition I knew down south for New Year's was just to get hammered.
Sean Kelly.
No, that's true.
I'm sure your friend John Bell would say that's not the only tradition.
Well, of course, he might has a couple add-ons, but that would be the main one.
So Dee said she's never heard about the grapes thing, but she knows about black-eyed peas for luck. Yes, exactly. So every year we have to have either black-eyed peas or some sort of beans because they represent you're going to get money and luck during the next year. And Sean somehow didn't know that. And it's similarly, you have to have some sort of greens, right? Like if you're from the south of the United States, like collard greens are like one of those big things. Right?
Yeah.
And they're supposed to like represent dollar bills, and the dollar bills, if you consume them first thing along with your buckeye peas or whatever legumes you have or beans, it means that you're going to like get the money, right? And that's why Hoppin' John is fantastic because you got the greens and you got the peas and it's all boom. There you go.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Cornbread also.
Now you're talking my language, girl.
Yeah, but
see, when I was down in Florida,
you didn't know that?
The only
thing that's the
you
South,
had
man.
to eat on New Year's Day was McDonald's because the grease soaked up the alcohol from New Year's Eve really well.
No, really? Really?
Yeah, oh, really?
Man. I'm looking at the back of my head on our video, and it looks like I have no hair back there.
I get some of that spray can stuff.
I feel like I need it. Like, what's that going on right there? Like,
Stop.
Oh my gosh.
These people.
I'm just gonna go the rest of the podcast like this.
This is no different than what our life is like on a normal basis. I want to tell you.
What do you mean? What do you mean, man? There.
There you go. You always wear a hat anyways.
All right, we're good.
As a matter of fact, John Bell said, "Where's the hat?" way back at the beginning of the podcast.
Well, now I'm gonna have to wear a hat or spray paint my hair. Like, what's going on with that?
I thought he was talking about me. I'm like, I don't wear a hat. He was talking about you. I forgot.
All right. Anyways, back on track.
His daughter caught a big old carp today. He sent me a video. It was awesome.
Someday I want to be in a place where I can go fishing. All right, so Susie said ham, greens, and black-eyed peas for New Year's dinner. My daddy was a Southern gentleman. I had no idea, Susie. So it is expected. Also, whatever you do on New Year's Day, you will do all year. So you have your housework done. I have been preaching to Sean all day about this.
Yeah,
I'm like,
okay, I want you guys to know what that means. She's been telling me what I got to get done before tomorrow all day long. Yes.
I am like manservant. Dobby, you must not do any laundry tomorrow. All laundry is done today, Dobby, Sean. Then I'm like, Dobby, Sean, can't clean the house tomorrow. If you clean the house tomorrow, all the money gets like washed out. Can't do that tomorrow, Dobby, Sean. Because like what you do allegedly on the first day of the, I can't get my hat straight, but the first day of the new year means that sets the tone for the whole year.
Guess what we're doing at 12:01?
No, that's inappropriate. All right, so Dee says collard greens for money and black-eyed peas for luck. Thank you, Dee. And no washing clothes on New Year's Day. See?
I've heard that so many times today.
Because you wash down the money.
She's like, you better get those clothes washed. I'm telling you, you can't do it tomorrow.
Hurry, man, hurry. Yeah, so John says Taco Bravo. I'm not quite sure what that means.
Taco Bravo I think it was a chain, but a very small localized chain. But it was like a Taco Bell, only a little more a little more cozy inside. It's where I told you we had a hot sauce eating contest, and we ate one of those plastic to-go cups of hot sauce each. And if I remember correctly,
Sean won.
I won.
Sean won, of course he did.
I know he was there because I think I was betting our friend David Cassioli / Wingnut. But anyway,
what are you talking about? All right,
that was his nickname. Like mine was Shorty. His was Wingnut.
His name was Wingnut?
I'm not going to tell you why, but anyway. Yeah.
Tangent. Sean, in our friends group, back when we all used to get together before COVID, we'd get together almost every week. And there's a bunch of guys who are wonderful human beings, but they make it a big testosterone fest about hot sauce. Such a huge, like, it's like, I don't know, like wealthy people with their cars or something. Like, I don't know, because I'm not into that, because I don't have a lot of testosterone. But they're always like, oh, try this. Oh, man. And like they make these big, huge deals about hot sauce, right? And then comes in Sean and they're like, Farrar, try this. And he'll be like, you just choose it. And there's always a long pause. It's like this.
That's what I'm trying to get my shit together so I can show that it had no effect on me.
And Sean, his face.
Because it's all mental.
His face is like deadpan. No tears come out of his eyes. He doesn't hiccup like I do. And they all look at him. And like you can register they're all like F word you Farrar because you're not reacting. And then they move on. Like they never make like any kind of comment like, holy crud, Farrar, you just ate all that hot sauce. Nothing happens. And I want a New Year's tradition to be eating like 12 teaspoons of hot sauce.
Well, that's a lot, dude.
Well,
but
it's easier to down than a grape.
Or you just have nice Nashville hot chicken sandwiches like we have tonight.
And I instantly hiccuped. D. Harris, in reference to my Dobby comment, said, if Carrie gives you a sock, you're free, Sean.
Oh, does she
Not
have to
gonna
give
happen,
it to me, or do I have to take it out of the hamper and put it in the washing machine and then fold it later on? She never gives them to me.
I do.
Oh,
because I know what I have.
directly.
Susie said, my Southern grandma would say, hope that a tall, handsome man steps over your threshold first. A woman first only brings trouble. Sean!
What?
You're going to have to step over the threshold first, baby.
Oh, I probably did.
All right. And Nora, hey, Nora, said, my parents switched off each year who made the meal. My Kentucky mother always made pork chops and sauerkraut, and my Maine father made a seafood chowder. I much preferred the chowder. I didn't know Nora had a Maine father.
Well, I didn't either.
That's pretty interesting.
I love a good seafood chowder. I also like a good pork chop, but I don't like sauerkraut. So.
No, you're anti-sauerkraut. And Susie said, in Japan, where Susie has lived, the next 3 days are recognized as housewives' holiday. 3 days of cold food is prepped before New Year's Eve. Our kids' adopted Japanese grandparents prepared 3 days of food for me. That's so nice.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, super awesome. And now we are caught up in the comments. So
you burned right through them, baby.
I did. So SOBA is often a part of traditional New Year's food in Japan, going off of what Susie said. And you're supposed to slurp the noodles, right?
Yeah.
Because then the luck happens. But if you break a noodle or you chew one, you break the luck.
Really?
It's a lot of pressure.
Oh,
so much pressure.
When Emily comes back downstairs.
We don't have noodles here, but we do have grapes, and the grapes thing is from Spain. And it's the 12 strokes of midnight, the 12 grapes, and they are each for a month of the calendar year. And if one of your grapes is bitter, like your third grape, you're like, oh no, March is gonna be bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I got some good sweet grapes, don't you worry.
And pork, which is important as a New Year's Eve food, which I put in a dip tonight just to make sure we had it. That's important because pigs move forward when they eat.
Yeah.
And because they're so pudgy and adorable, much like myself, they symbolize a fat wallet for the next year.
I like that.
Yeah.
You can get a lot of wallets out of a pig, though.
Okay, we're not killing the pigs.
I would for that jowl bacon.
He'd do anything for jowl bacon.
Yeah.
Baby, what else did you learn in your traditions and superstitions research about New Year's?
I don't know.
How are we going to party if you don't got the research, boo?
Oh, we have champagne.
Go get it.
You don't need any right now.
No, because I now have my hat.
Well, we've talked a little bit about fruit in the form of grapes. But many cultures believe eating round fruits on New Year's Eve will lead to prosperity.
Ooh.
In Italy, lentils in a New Year's dish serves the same function as black-eyed peas and hoppin' john.
Yeah, I kind of feel like you can really substitute the peas.
Oh, yeah. It seems that way, doesn't it? Because it's the round shape that represents coins. What did he say?
Steve Boucher said he has the means to party tonight. Winky face emoji.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, Steve. Merry Christmas. So back, the round shape just represents coins, like prosperity. In the Philippines, it's customary to eat 12 round fruits.
Where are you getting your info from, babe?
Good Housekeeping, actually.
All right, so the links will be where in the podcast notes?
GoodHousekeeping.com.
And at CarrieJonesBooks.com, right?
Yeah.
All right. There you go. So you're not plagiarizing.
Oh, thanks for bringing my train of thought here.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dobby. So sorry.
Yeah.
Susie says in Iceland, this is the night the graves are decorated and the fireworks are so awesome that they turn the sky red. Fireworks don't work during the summer because it's daylight most of the time there.
Oh, Well, that's a pain in the ass.
How does Susie know so much?
She's probably been there.
Susie knows so many things.
I don't know.
Did you know?
Or maybe she's a good researcher.
Sean and Susie.
What?
According to history.com. Civilizations around the world have been celebrating the start of each new year for at least 4 millennia, which is a really long time.
Yeah, how long is it?
Millennias.
1,000?
Yeah. So most New Year's Eve festivities, but not everywhere, begin on December 31st because it follows the Gregorian calendar, right? And so, like, the traditions are go to a party, eat special food, make resolutions, watch fireworks, and let the sky turn red if you're in Iceland, right? But in ancient times, right?
Yeah.
Like, if you go back, that's my time machine going back noise. 4,000 years. You're in ancient Babylonia.
I don't think he took us back 4,000 years.
I can't make that noise that long. Right? You're in ancient Babylon, right?
Yeah.
And the Babylonians are all hanging out, right? New Year's is in late March because that's when the vernal equinox is, and there's like the same amount of sunshine and darkness there, right? Yeah. And that's when they had the New Year's.
It kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, but they had this they had a huge religious festival that was very focused on barley, which they cut in the spring.
Yeah.
And for 11 days, they had these different rituals of happiness and fun and celebration. And I really, really wish that in our culture, we did that. Like, I want every day from Christmas and Boxing Day all the way to the Epiphany to be a freaking celebration. I said a swear word, but I want that to happen. Like, how cool would it be? Like,
throw out a few more religious terms than what's your swears there, babe.
Steve asked if we're gonna make midnight. Yeah, in the comfort of our own home, but not in the comfort of the podcast. We're almost done.
No,
so
we're gonna go outside and blow off a few rounds.
Yeah.
On the 12 gauge. Just straight up in there. Nobody will get hurt.
All right. So some of the things we do in our house, obviously, is we eat certain foods. We don't do the laundry, not even Dobby.
Oh, tomorrow?
And tonight, we eat certain foods.
Well, up until midnight, I can do laundry, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I know you want the podcast to end so you can go wash that underwear, but you really don't have to, baby.
I got plenty of
in our household, going back to what I was originally saying, we do certain things and one of those things is that we burn, which is probably illegal, and hopefully the fire chiefs.
Burn it up, all right.
No.
I know. Finish your explanation. I'm sorry, baby.
You're such a punk. So one of the things that we do is that we burn our wishes and hopes for the next year in the driveway, usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it goes up into the world and turns to ash.
Oh, hey, this year we have that nice heavy-duty cast iron cauldron.
Yeah, we have a cauldron now because I'm a witch, and
There's no wind. We won't be like Boulder, Colorado.
We'll be all right. Also, everyone in Boulder, Colorado area, we're so sorry.
Yeah,
that's horrifying, and
that sucks. It's worse than me looking like that guy in the t-shirt commercial with the stressed neck. Look at this.
You didn't change your shirt for the podcast, babe.
You forgot to remind me, dude.
I'm sorry, Dobby.
You're supposed to go up and get one for me.
I did not know. You didn't tell me ahead of time. I didn't have my marching orders. Susie says, I'm a Navy brat turned Navy wife, and our daughter was born in a NATO base in Keflavik. Spent years in Morocco, Turkey, Puerto Rico, Spain, Italy, Greece, Iceland, and Japan. And that is how Susie knows so much about so many things.
That sounds pretty cool.
I know.
I mean, at least on the wife end of it.
And Coop says, Happy Yappy New Year.
Happy Yappy New Year.
Happy Yappy New Year to you.
It's always yappy. You know, our yappiest dog is going deaf now. It's only getting worse because she can't hear herself bark.
That is not on the thread of New Year's, but yeah.
Oh, it will be for our neighbors. Happy New Year's. Our dog's barking more now.
Dee says it's cool that we have a cauldron. Right now, there's a Christmas tree in our cauldron. Dee.
Oh no, we got another cauldron. We got 2 cauldrons.
I do. I don't even.
Yeah. Carrie's pretty advanced in the Wicca department. She can do a 2 cauldron spell.
He's a liar.
She's only lost 3 fingers, but it's been a while since she's had an accident. Hey, you disappeared for a second.
Me?
Yeah.
I wish. So continuing about New Year's, and so you might become more learned in your time together. I don't even know.
There we go.
You were supposed to do the research for the podcast. Baby.
Oh, I thought you had something to say. I'll tell you what, in the Philippines, party goers wear polka dots.
Polka dots?
Oh. It supposedly increases the chances for a fortunate new year.
I need
like
that.
Like every dot is a target for a, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I need that.
Like the gods of luck are out playing darts on the fair. What do you call that? The main. Anyways, like trying to hit the balloons with the darts, like you poke it out. So, anyways, are you even listening to me?
No. So I believe there's a story about Bennigan's, which I don't even know what that is. That John Bell, your friend from high school in the past, wanted you to tell.
Oh, I was thinking about that today. Actually,
I have no idea. So that's all you.
I couldn't remember if it was a TGI Fridays or a Chili's, but it was Bennigan's. It was pretty close to our house, like real close. And it was New Year's Eve, and for some reason, I thought I didn't need just 1 bottle of champagne, but I needed 2.
For yourself?
Yeah.
No.
So we were just like driving around, drinking.
You weren't the one driving.
No.
Okay.
I won't say who was driving because they might have been drinking too, but maybe not.
No, I hope not.
And at some point in time, I believe I got relegated to the back of John's truck. Not that he was driving, but because he had a camper, one of those camper tops on his truck.
Because you were such a jerk.
I think because I was just probably being too drunk to be up front. But
what does that mean?
Like just being obnoxious, probably. So we went to Bennigan's.
I don't know what Bennigan's is. Dee Harris says she loves Bennigan's.
It's like a Friday. It's like any chain restaurant of the late 80s through early 2000s, like Fridays at Applebee's, Chili's.
Okay.
And there was like 4 of us, I'm pretty sure, because I think we were at a 4-top table. And I was so drunk. And I remember ordering what they call it, Cajun popcorn, which was fried crawdad tails. So it was these little like fried shrimp, but it was crawdad tails. And they finally came, but I was so hammered. By the time I registered that they were there, the basket was empty because my 3 fucking friends.
Language.
Sorry, you said it first.
I
had ate them all. But anyways,
John Bell.
During the course of our short-lived career at Bennigan's, I pretty much somehow ended up like tipping the table over, and I think they threw us out.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
How old were you?
I don't know. I was old enough that my parents stayed the night somewhere else because I think I slept in their bed.
Oh, no. John Bell said that he put people in the back of his truck so they wouldn't puke in the front.
And that's probably right.
Well, that's smart of John, honestly.
So that was the night I got home, and he whoever was driving,
John Bell, probably.
dropped me off at my house. And for some reason, I slept in my parents' room, like in their waterbed, so they must not have been home. But when I first got home, I had to pee, so they had an ensuite bathroom even back then.
Do we want to know this?
But there was an air conditioner in the wall very close to the floor, and it leaked into the carpet, so they had a pan, like a big stock pot, to catch the water.
No.
And on my way to the bathroom, I must have had a fight with that pan in my foot. I had no idea, but the next day, after I had gotten out of bed, my mom was back home. She's like, "How was your night?" And I was like, "Yeah, it was pretty dang good." She's like, "Yeah, I could tell." And she comes out with that pan, and it was all bent up. Whatever. It really wasn't that great of a New Year's.
Oh, well, according to John Bell, you first stole a bottle of champagne from a guy that was on a date across the aisle at
Well, that
Bennigan's.
was probably true, but I'm pretty sure I purchased my initial champagne. And however I did it, I don't know. But because we weren't 21, I don't think.
You didn't tell me anything about this before we got married,
told
baby.
You the table's tipping up. It might not do it. It might have been after we got married.
Oh, it was definitely after.
So? What are you trying to say? I've never tipped the table over on us.
Sean Kelly.
Yeah.
So, Shelly, who's one of your amazing relatives, said, Sean, do you remember being at Graham's and banging on pots and pans at midnight?
I honestly don't. I don't, but I can see it happening there for sure. Shelly
has to tell you more about that because I want to hear more about the banging of the pots and pans. I also want to hear about the man who became a cop stealing a bottle of champagne at Bennigan's.
I was already drunk at the time. It must be one of those other three guys.
Oh, okay.
Probably John.
Okay. Susie, bringing us back to a nice, calm, and wonderful place, said, in Japan, we would go to the local temple and drink warm sake, eat milk mikans, which are tangerines, and help the priest ring the temple bell 40 times. And children were allowed a special sake. That sounds so much better than Bennigan's stealing champagne, Susie. Classy? Not classy.
It sounds pretty good.
Classy?
But, I mean,
not classy.
If you're not at risk of getting a summons or going to jail, where's the fun?
Speaking of fun,
I told you.
Continuing with the Bennigan story.
That's what I said.
John Bell says that Sean, I know, but John tells a better story, honey.
Because I said somehow.
Somehow. This is a somehow in Sean's story. So John Bell says that Sean, on New Year's Eve at Bennigan's, leaned back in the chair, lost his balance, and his trunk legs flipped over the table over. Wow, if you envision that. And we were kindly asked to leave.
That's true. I didn't remember. I didn't remember the exact mechanics of it, but I know for sure that they went up sideways.
And he also agrees with you that you did not steal the champagne. Lion Mike's drunk ass stole it.
I'm not going to say his name, baby, but I already said it once today. If you can remember.
I don't remember. Do you know what I did? Do you want to know what I did in high school for New Year's Eve?
Wait, I need to ask John a question.
Go ahead.
I need to know who the fourth person was because I wasn't sure if it was Wingnut or Anthony.
I don't believe you had friends named Wingnut. You were called Shorty, and
John was called John.
And John was John.
He made up all the nicknames if you can't tell.
I'm proud of John. You know what I did for New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
I went to orchestral concerts and choir things and first night.
Your life is so much better now that you're married to me. It gets you out of that boring socialite bullcrap.
I remember singing "Oh Holy Night" on New Year's Eve in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, in a church.
What you're wearing right now? Plaid shirt. But you guys can't see it, but that's got a Hispanic influence because all of her bottom buttons are undone.
That's not true. They're all. I'm very buttoned up. Thank you very much. Don't make fun of my last name.
I'm not.
John Bell said it was Wingnut.
All right.
And then Shelly said Graham would give all her grandkids pots and pans and wooden and metal spoons to bang on. She was the coolest, Graham.
I almost want to say I remember that, but it's like I feel like now it's been implanted, but there could be a really vague memory.
Is that part of a New Year's Eve tradition?
Sounds so cool. Huh?
Is that part of a New Year's?
Well, it's like blowing a horn. Like, you give out the little horns.
Why do people do that, though?
Blowing off firecrackers?
Okay, according to awesome923.com, that people bang on pots and pans. I'm sorry, there's a pop-up. Bang on pots and pans with spatulas and wooden spoons, hollering like crazy on New Year's, which we never did because I come from a quiet family, I guess. That's no fun, as Sean tells me over and over. And they're like, why do you do that? And allegedly, it's because you're trying to make noises to keep the evil spirits away.
Yeah.
We need to do that.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
You got to be a little louder tonight, baby.
Shelly says that you sound like you had a lot more fun than the rest of the family.
I don't know.
He did when he was with John.
I moved into this one neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale. Anyways, go ahead.
Susie said she loves that I'm barefoot. How did you know that?
How did she know that?
How did you know I'm barefoot, Susie?
I keep trying to keep it that way. I'm trying to get pregnant, but it hasn't happened yet. It's been like
I'm too old. Oh, there's my foot.
Yeah, I see it.
How did Susie know that, though? Wow.
You must have stuck your foot up one time or something.
I don't even know. Susie's amazing.
I'm too busy looking at my own face.
This is the worst podcast ever. But to be fair, I say that every podcast.
I can't believe we didn't have a Christmas podcast. I'm going to stay on until midnight.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay, we're not going to do that, folks. We won't be here much longer.
Oh, Susie said that you moved and everyone saw my foot. I'm so sorry for people who hate feet.
Your feet are...
I have okay feet, but...
No, they're nice because they're small. They're tiny little sexy feet, baby.
I feel like they're kind of hobbity. I have a very high instep.
Oh, I don't get down to that part of it.
I had a boyfriend in high school.
I mostly like the toes.
What?
I said I mostly like the toes.
I feel like that was creepy and I didn't get it. I didn't get it, did I? That was creepy?
No.
In a sexual way?
Creepy, baby. It's not.
Okay.
It's like common, normal.
In high school, I had this boyfriend, and his name was Joe, and he was the best boyfriend ever, other than Sean. And he had the tiniest little hobbit feet I've ever seen in my entire life. I have pretty small feet. Like, I have a 6 to, depending on, like a 7 for a shoe size.
No, 6.5 at best, baby.
Okay, whatever. Before I was pregnant, they were 5s. So imagine me.
Sucks to be me.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. My feet grew and made me so much less attractive. Horror. But back in grade school, in high school, I had this little boyfriend. Who's later come out, but he was the best boyfriend. And now he runs a pot farm in California, which is so weird.
That's awesome.
It's so weird because he was not we were the goodiest of goody two shoes back then. But anyways, he had his feet were where's my camera? Like this much bigger than mine, like an inch bigger than mine, and the instep of his feet, they were like. He had the most hobbit-like feet I have ever seen in my life. And Happy New Year to you, because I know you don't care. What?
Was he a hobbit?
He wasn't super tall. He was 5'7", but he was lean. He wasn't rotund like a hobbit would be.
He wasn't barrel-chested. He
wasn't a good luck pig for New Year's because he didn't have that rotund thing.
Is that when you do the peppermint pig, or is that Christmas?
We're supposed to do it on Christmas, but we forgot this year.
Oh my god!
So the pig's still on the windowsill.
Check-off list.
I knew. You are so right. We do need a Christmas check-off list. I know. Does anybody else out there who's still listening to us and hasn't been turned off by our talk of feet want to share anything special that they do for New Year's so that I can add it to my superstitious repertoire?
Please share. But baby, you don't have to add it.
Oh, Susie was going to mention the peppermint pig.
I think we still have one from last year.
2018?
Maybe 19. Maybe pre-COVID.
Oh, okay. John says. Read it, Sean.
He says, ready to laugh. I drove because I didn't drink at that time. All right. We're going to take a little sidebar here because I know I've told you this story. When I first started drinking, I was probably 18. When we'd go to parties, John always drove. And when we get there, I'd always drink a beer and I'd give the empty to John. And he would carry it around so he looked like he was drinking. So he's not lying. He was not drinking back then. He says that That night at Bennigan's with Sean left such an impression on my young, innocent church boy life. That's BS. That I took my current wife on our first date on St. Patrick's Day 2002.
Really?
I'm surprised. I'm not surprised because it's a very populous area. I didn't know Bennigan's still existed.
If it's still there, can we go? Like when we go to Florida?
Location?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. That's right, because then I can show you. I've already shown you, but I can show you again. Oh, I can show you where John's mom lives and where I used to live.
That would be so fun.
Yeah. And it's pretty. I'm not. I think I know where John lives currently. I'm not 100% sure, but. Oh, he said it was gone. Dang. No.
Oh no.
That was back in 2002 when he took his current wife there. So.
I really wanted you to steal some champagne and flip over a table.
I didn't steal champagne.
Whatever. I don't care.
I'm not going to flip over a table.
Oh, come on. You're not going to lean back too far in your chair, flip over a table, get pushed into the back cab of the truck because everybody's too worried that you're going to puke.
Well, who's going to drive the truck? You?
Yeah.
No.
I'll drive the truck.
You're afraid to drive my current truck, maybe?
Because your current truck is rusted out and makes bad noises.
You're going on. We can sidebar there.
Okay. Dee went in 2000. Dee says she went in 2007 after being at the beach with friends.
The Bennigan's.
We need a Bennigan's.
It's just such a fun name, isn't it?
Yes. Can we talk more about pigs?
What about them?
Well, pigs are really important and often die in honor of New Year's. And they represent, according to history.com, progress and prosperity in a whole bunch of cultures. And pork is on the New Year's Eve table in, quote, Cuba, Austria, Hungary, Portugal, and other countries. And then the ring-shaped pastries are supposed to represent that life has come full circle, or the year has come full circle. And I asked you to get a pound cake.
I did get a pound cake too because I'm a good Dobby.
But it's a rectangle.
What's it supposed to be?
A circle.
You didn't say circular.
I thought you knew.
No. I'll take that rectangle and make it a circle. Man, you gotta be more specific.
I know, I guess so. Yeah, but I love how there's so many like New Year's Eve or traditions about, hey, the year's done. Hey, we have this to look forward. Let's start looking forward to this. We're going to be prosperous. We're going to be healthy. We're going to become better humans. We're going to get drunk at Bennigan's and get kicked out for life. Like,
not now.
Well, now because it doesn't exist. But it's so interesting to me, like how, the one thing I don't understand.
What's that, baby?
Why do you drop a ball on like Times Square in New York City? Like they've been doing that since 1907.
It's just a mode of the countdown. That's all that people can participate in.
But why? Why a ball? Why a sparkly ball?
I don't know. It's like a phallic symbol and a ball, mostly male. It's a male ruled society for so long.
Do you know what they dropped down in Tallapoosa, Georgia? I don't know how to say that. I apologize to all Georgians.
Specific, so I'm not going to say vagina.
What?
Because you said ball and I said phallic symbol.
Oh my word! Oh my word, Sean.
Did they drop down a ham?
No, they dropped down a possum.
What?
Possum.
How did they drop a possum?
I don't know. But
they just dump it out of a box or what? And then they have a big race to see who gets there so they can make a stew out of it.
It's an official thing. It's the New Year's Eve possum drop.
Well, maybe he's in a nice little cage with some pine shavings. And I don't
know. I need to find a video. Keep talking. So I'll try to find it.
Goes down at a controlled rate of speed. You know what I mean?
I don't know. It seems really wrong.
But I mean, possums are not something you normally want to take care of in a good manner.
All right,
like,
so
they be just dropped from the top of the Empire State Building. That's a possum drop.
If you all go tonight to this website, thepossumdrop.com. You can live stream the possum drop.
We're gonna do that on my new computer, baby. What was that website again, honey?
thepossumdrop.com.
Sweet. Don't let me forget that.
I'll put it in the chat right now. Here we go.
That's awesome. Maybe next year in Bar Harbor we should do the skunk drop.
No, we do have too many skunks
that could represent
here.
Our local problem in town government. Anyways.
So apparently they've never used a live possum.
What?
No, you can't use a live possum.
You know what? I got some possum stories to tell you, but
really?
They don't reflect too kindly on John and I sometimes.
So. Okay. So D says, moving off of that pigs are cute. I agree, D. Pigs are cute. And
not all pigs are cute.
Susie says you can get a new broom. I always need a new broom because apparently, according to Sean, I'm Wiccan. And then
she's not, but she makes me wear them out so fast.
I'm so sorry, Dobby. And so then D said a pear would be weird.
A pear of what?
I don't know. And then John said no, it's a peach. And then and John said it's a roadkill New Year. Yeah. Kind of sounds like that.
Possums like the big roadkill down south, as up here is like raccoons. So raccoons are a pretty close second down south, but possums are number one. What?
I just was trying to figure out if I should tell my roadkill story.
You know, I got one to say. One night, I was driving down the road, right down the street from my house. My house was on the same street as John Bell's when we were teenagers.
Oh, all right.
And I was driving down the road, and it was like 3 a.m. Don't ask me what I was doing because I don't know.
Probably being naughty.
But I saw this thing in the middle of the road, and I would have sworn on my life that it was a friggin' like an infant, like laying on its back, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I slammed on my brakes, and I stopped just before it, and it was a possum that had gotten hit by a car right before me.
Oh, no.
So I took off.
That's so sad.
I'm just saying, possum are the state roadkill of, well, the South.
What's the roadkill in Maine?
Raccoons.
Really?
Yeah. Or porcupines.
One time, when I was just a baby rider, and I had just I only had my driver's license for like a year. I was driving down the Mud Creek Road, and I hit a raccoon.
Yep.
And I was coming back from a riding group where I had just learned that the leader of the riding group, her husband had sex with a sheep.
Good thing it wasn't a raccoon.
I
might have been worried you killed her husband's lover.
Well, honestly, I thought he'd probably go for the raccoon next. And I was a very innocent, I'm still an innocent old lady. But back then, I was such a super innocent, baby girl. And I was like, oh, and I could not stop imagining her husband having sex with a sheep and her walking in on it in the barn. And it was just too much for me. So I hit this poor raccoon and I panicked because it was the middle of the night.
So you probably cried.
I cried so hard. I cried so
I know you did.
Hard. And then I'm like, I have to go back. Because I hit the thing. I stopped and it waddled in front of the car. Because I thought.
You hit it again.
No, and then it lifted up.
Back up and you hit it again.
It lifted its head up, looked over its shoulder, and looked at me. Lady. It was the most heartbreaking thing I have ever seen. And then I wrote a lot of poems about it. And then.
I have the right of way here, lady.
And then at the Left Bank Cafe, that poem, I read it. And, oh gosh, what's that name? There's a very famous writer who lives in Charleston, South Carolina, and Blue Hill, Maine in the summer.
I don't know, baby.
And she's really, really wicked wealthy. And she writes women's novel, New York Times bestselling, internationally bestselling for a long time. And I read that poem that I wrote about hitting the poor raccoon in the middle of the Mud Creek Road, which is called Mean People Suck. Because I felt like I was a mean person. And and her husband came up to me afterwards and he said, "You're going to be a really famous writer someday." Sadly, he was only half true. I was a writer. And he said, but he was like, "Your voice, I can hear your voice. Like whenever I read anything ever from you again, I will always hear your voice." And that's exactly what's inside my wife. Like I hear her voice. Like there's no way you can. Like,
and that was all based off of the raccoon poem.
Mm-hmm.
So he was saying, my wife's voice is like the death throes of a raccoon.
He was saying my voice was like the death throes of a raccoon. And it was a very traumatic time. But that man, much like a possum drop in Georgia, totally made an impact on me and made me think, oh man, like, you know, Roadkill Raccoon can make a poem, can make you have belief in yourself. Oh my gosh, I have to go figure out what the name of that woman is. Hold on, you talk.
Really?
Yes.
Steve Waddell said, "Is it better to be roadkill raccoon or violated sheep?" And I'm going to say violated sheep.
Oh my gosh.
Because I don't want to be roadkill anything, basically. But I mean,
you want to be the violated sheep, baby?
Maybe. Definitely over roadkill.
Oh, what's that woman's name?
I've seen roadkill. There's nothing in your future, but you just keep getting run over.
That's a good poem.
What, roadkill?
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
No, it's called Mean People Suck. Remember that bumper sticker that used to be out everywhere?
Oh, yeah.
Mean People Suck.
Yeah. I think that was a precursor to the one that says coexist. Man, there's a lot of those around here, but that's all right.
Oh, I can't believe I blanked on that author's name. She's so famous.
But don't worry about
it. All right. Feel guilty.
Don't feel guilty.
I just feel
I don't think anybody's hanging on the edge of the seat waiting for her.
We are all hanging on the edge of the seat.
I'm not.
Of course not. You never hanging on the edge of the seat for any of my stories, baby.
Baby, you managed to talk your way through a whole hour of podcast.
Okay, but before we end,
you said you weren't gonna.
Before we end, Susie said you're supposed to burn the old broom at the local bonfire. These are straw brooms.
I was just gonna mention that.
And we do this in Maryland. Buried in the bottom of the fire were sweet potatoes that they ate as the fire burned down. No, Steve, it was not Danielle Steele. See, Steve cares.
What are we talking about here?
I miss my Steve Waddell. Miss you, Steve Waddell. We're talking about the famous writer who spent time in Blue Hill, Maine, not E.B. White, but also spent time in Charleston.
I don't know, man.
Talk for a second.
We'll have to take it up next week.
No, that's not fair.
If you can remember.
It's gonna drive me wild. I'm sorry. Sorry to do that to everyone. Hey.
So hey, when you get proficient at your new bow that I buy you, we can go down to Florida and you can kill a wild hog on New Year's Eve.
I'm not killing anything, baby.
Then you'll have profits beyond your wildest imagination.
I am not killing any piggies.
Come on, baby.
No.
You can do it.
No, I can't do it. It's hard enough to eat the meat. I will say, however, that my favorite co-writer, Steve Waddell, when we were in Oklahoma, introduced me to Oklahoma steak.
Yeah.
So much better than steak here in Maine.
Oh, well.
He also gave me my first Long Island iced tea.
I think they got a few more cows in Oklahoma than Maine. But...
And protected me from the furries at the convention. I will always, always be grateful to Steve Waddell. Happy New Year, Steve Waddell.
Happy New Year's to everybody.
Woo! Hey.
Yay.
Sorry we went on so many tangents.
That's all right.
But we made Shelly laugh.
Yeah.
Shelly, who says, pigs are cute. but they taste so good.
Carrie will say she doesn't like pork, but she'll eat the crap out of some sausage and biscuits gravy. Biscuits and sausage gravy.
It's really about the biscuits, honestly.
Oh, okay.
Happy New Year, Caitlin. Happy New Year, Nora.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Woo! And thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Sorry, we're so weird.
In 2022.
What about it?
That's when we'll see him again.
Do you think
next
so?
week.
Do you think they'll come back after this one?
If I don't choke on my grapes tonight, yeah.
Happy New Year, D. Thanks for hanging out with us, and we hope you all have a great night. Right?
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. I gotta find the outro, don't I?
I've been waiting.
I'm so sorry. Keep going. Keep going.
Thank you for listening to Loving the Strange. Please be sure to like and subscribe. And remember, embrace the strange. New episodes every Saturday, live streaming Fridays. Go get your strange on, friends. Thanks for listening.